My name is Strohacker. I graduated in 2011 with an MFA in the drawing department. So what's allowed me to sustain my creativity and drive is twofold. One, I really believe in what I'm doing. I've been interested in wildlife and ecology and conservation and the politics around animals and people since I was young. I didn't even go to undergrad for art school. It was politics. I wanted to be a lawyer, a lobbyist for wildlife groups or environmental organizations. So it's something that I've always felt was important in the world in terms of big issues. I don't have a favorite medium. I always like to keep on my toes. I think if there was one medium, it would be public art in some sense, bringing the ideas I have in a public space. Institutions are great, but I think going out with everyday people in all those different kind of socioeconomic situations is really important, which is why I've been doing work in these cityscapes. The impact, I hope, is, it's kind of diametric, but I think on one hand I want people to grieve and to feel some of the sadness that I feel with the loss of these lives around us. But second, maybe be spurred into action with something they didn't know. I kind of prided myself on knowing a lot about wildlife without being a biologist or an ecologist by trade. But there's so many things that I don't even know. I had no clue that jaguars were native to the American Southwest and Arizona. I had no clue how devastating the border wall currently and proposed is to that species and other borderland species that migrate through the corridor. So if I can be surprised by information, and I think I know a lot, what does that mean for the everyday person that doesn't think about animals 24 hours a day like I do? So I'm hoping to, at the very least, insert knowledge and information possibly about what kind of species live in this environment. Animal Land is a project that I think does that because we put projections of native species regionally in space, just to kind of creatively reintroduce to people what's around them, what's still here, what's leaving, what's gone, what could possibly come back. And then the reactions have been really positive. I've given lectures, I've talked about my work, and I've had people come up to me and say the same things that I'm saying to myself. I had no clue that a border wall blocked jaguars. And if that is an idea that one person has, who knows who can see the same thing and maybe actually enact policy and change something. I don't necessarily believe that art can save the world, but I think it can inspire people to think differently about really complex subject matters that can be contentious and political, and find a middle ground to see our huge environmental problems in really new, simple, emotional ways.